This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Donald Trump was in South Carolina yesterday speaking to the Black Conservative Federation, which is an odd group, by my estimation. Obviously not black, haven't gone through the world in my life, experiencing that which black people on the regular experience. But, I can logically deduce some of the problems faced by the black community that largely are brought about by conservatism and white supremacy. And the Republican Party, I'll say it again, is the largest, most effective white supremacy organization on the planet. On the planet, without doubt. So it's strange to me that any group of black people would come together in celebration of Donald Trump. Interestingly enough, I went to their website, the Black Conservative Federation, and of the 9 members of the board, over 20% of them are white people. Donald Trump made some obviously characteristically racist and problematic statements during his speech that is, again, off the rails. He is slipping away. His grasp on reality is diminished, without a doubt. And I'm going to start with this first one where he gets on stage and says, the lights are too bright. All I can see is black people, which we'll get to with a very brief video panning to the crowd that is almost exclusively white people. But first, watch Donald Trump, characteristically racist, characteristically cognitively diminished. Watch this.
Good. These lights are so bright in my eyes that I can't see too many people out there. But I can only see the black ones. I can't see any white ones, you see. That's how far I've come. That's how far I've come. That's a long way, isn't it? These lights. We've come a long way together. Lynn Patton.
That's how far I've come, that I only see black people, like it's some bizarro episode or version of The Sixth Sense. What does it say inherently, though, when he's acknowledging how far he's come, that he's there speaking before a black organization, which, again, a lot, I don't know if it was most, but a lot of white people in the audience. Watch this very brief, well, I'll just keep talking while we roll the clip. But even screenshots of the audience, you could clearly identify some black conservatives, ostensibly black conservatives, but black individuals attending this event. But absolutely, there is a disproportionate amount of white faces there for a gala of black conservatives, don't you think? Here's the next clip, and this is really the crux of it: the racism, the inherent racism, the latent racism of Republicans. He's going to talk about how he's been indicted 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and he goes on to do his many people are saying, he doesn't ever identify the many people, but that's why black people like him now, because they're in trouble with the law all the time. And now he is too. And now he's being discriminated against. It's an unholy amalgam of look at me, this is all about me, while trying to, in this perverse way, identify with the criminal black element that he's so fond of identifying. Watch this.
And then I got indicted a second time, and a third time, and a fourth time. And a lot of people said that that's why the black people like me, because they have been hurt so badly and discriminated against. And they actually viewed me as I'm being discriminated against. It's been pretty amazing.
So for the record, the indictments make people, black people, like him more because they're also in trouble with the law all the time. The the sneakers make black people like him more because they like the sneakers too. The mug shots. Remember the mug shots? That was also going to be a real vote getter for Donald Trump because of all the legal problems and all the mug shots that black people have taken of themselves. Look, I have a fair amount of black friends. None of my black friends have been indicted. None of my black friends, to my knowledge, have been in trouble with the law. It's not the norm. It's not the regular thing. All black people this, all black people that, or at least a high enough percentage that you make it become a stereotype. What? But leave it to Donald Trump, that's the way it is. That's the narrative that conservatives want to point to paint, to create out of whole cloth. And then he ends it with an admonition to the audience, a question to the audience. Would you rather have the black president or the white president?
Would you rather have the black president or the white president who got 1.7 billion off the price? I think they want the white guy right now.
Worst game of would you rather I've ever heard. Look, I go back to the question that I started with, and that is, why would a group of black individuals in this country, black voters, identify with Donald Trump, rep Donald Trump, try to further the political career of Donald Trump when he is a clear racist piece of shit? Without doubt. In fact, let me play this very brief, it's actually abbreviated, it's like a 4-minute clip that I've cut down to about a minute and a half from CNN, explaining his legal troubles going back decades and decades. Before I was born, Donald Trump discriminating against black renters. In fact, marking on rental applications a C for colored people so they wouldn't rent to them. And when they did rent to them, they would put them all in one particular bill. It is disgusting and vile and unforgivable. And I use that word with intent. It is unforgivable. Yet there are black people out here, for whatever reason, and I'll throw this to the members of my audience who are people of color. I want to know from you. But first, a reminder of just how insipidly sinister and racist Donald Trump is.
14,000 apartments in 39 different buildings, all mostly white tenants. That is until the Department of Justice took notice in 1973 and slammed Donald Trump and his father Fred Trump with a lawsuit. Trump management was charged with discriminating against African Americans and breaking federal law. Donald Trump, then just 27, was president of the company. The Department of Justice accused the Trumps of violating the Fair Housing Act, arguing they were turning away renters based on race and color. Who tipped them off? Local activists, so-called testers, posing as potential renters at Trump's buildings, mainly in Brooklyn and Queens.
When the black testers came, they were shown, they may have been shown apartments, but were told nothing was available. Whereas when the white testers came, yes, there were things that were available. That would be the norm.
And if the Trumps did rent to a black person, Goldweber recalls, they would do so only at one building in Brooklyn, reserving the other buildings for white tenants. And according to the Justice Department, they even had a secret coding system to do it. A racial code. Here's how.
Some of the applications were marked with a C, which we learned that it meant colored, so that the prospective tenants who had come in were noted to be colored.
Yes, you heard her right. The Department of Justice alleged applications submitted by prospective African American renters were designated with a secret code, such as C for colored, to indicate a black person was looking to rent.
This is who he is at his core. This is who his father was at his core, arrested at a KKK riot in the early 1900s. They're racists. So I will throw it to you. If you are a black person in my audience who watches my content any amount of time, what's at play here? What is the impetus? What is the motivation? What is the what are these people getting out of? It's certainly not good governance. For me, it must be some gain on a personal level, because conservative policies, Republican policies, voter suppression, just it is a panoply. If you watch my videos for any amount of time whatsoever, you know that the Republican Party doesn't stand as an organization trying to advance the issues that are close to black voters. They don't. So what is the motivation? 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me as always, daily@dollemore.com. Let's have a conversation in the comments about this, about the motivation. What is it? I'd love to know. If you appreciate my work and you want to help support this effort, you can help produce this content. Click the join button below this YouTube video. For $2 a month, you can become a channel member and help produce this work. You can also go over to my Patreon page, patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. But overall, make sure you're subscribed, share this video, like this video, comment on this video, all of those things. There's a reason YouTubers yammer about it, because it absolutely works. The algorithm is set up in such a way that engagement is how channels grow. Anyway, follow me on social media. If you share this video on social media, tag me in that. I would appreciate it. @Dollemore is where I am everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, all of them. I'd love to see you there. @Dollemore. I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.